So it was requested that I do a video on skin lightening if you're on like an extreme budget. And so we're going to be talking about if you are living like paycheck to paycheck and you want to get your glutathione journey started, this is where I would start, and this would be the cheapest way for you to do so. So first I would say, especially if you're paycheck to paycheck, obviously you're probably not going to be buying like the glutathione like all at once, like so like in bulk. You know, they do have things where you can get like 500 grams for like $120 or more, and so when you're buying things like that, obviously it's going to last for like half the year, if not more. I'm pretty sure that's for the 500 gram one. That is, let me check just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure the 500 gram one is the one that is 120. But I mean, it would be nice just because you know you wouldn't run out. One that's $120 is actually 250 grams. I have bought this one and it lasted me for like 6 months or so. So at least you'd be covered for then. But if you're doing paycheck to paycheck, you probably don't want to drop that much. So that's why I just recommend getting the one that's only like $32. It's 50 grams. It comes in a bag like this. And basically that size bag is going to last you for about, I would say maybe a month and a half. That's if you're taking under 5,000 milligrams. If you're not, you might get right at like the 30-day mark, maybe even getting close to it, like on day 27, day 28, you might have to slightly take a little less. But if you are taking under 5,000 milligrams of glutathione, then I would say get that. It's $32. And so by the time you make it to the next pay cycle, you'll be able to just get another one. Or there's a second choice where you can pay like $54 and you can get 100 grams instead of the $32 for the 50 grams. So it just depends on you and what your budget is looking like, but these are definitely the easiest ways. As far as for the rectal syringes, you can buy them for like under $5. You don't necessarily have to order them from Amazon. You probably already have one. It's basically just like one of those, you know, syringes that you would take in cough syrup or something like that. You can reuse this as many times as you want. Just make sure that you clean it out after every use, and I like to take the stopper out and allow it to dry until the next time I use it the next day. If you get a pack of them, like it might be like a pack of 5, a pack of 10, I mean it's gonna last you for months and months and months. So that's just all up to you, but you're gonna need that obviously if you're doing the powdered reduced glutathione, which is the cheapest reduced glutathione. And yeah, you're gonna basically just have to do the rectal method. It's still really helpful, and I think it'll still like get you started in your journey until maybe you can invest in maybe getting a larger bag and like start taking like, I would say like mega dosing. But until then, even taking under 5,000 milligrams, like it's still going to get the glutathione into your blood supply. It's going to start getting those stores built up, and that's what you need. So as soon as you can start, the better, because you're really not going to start seeing all of the results until like around month 4 or 5, around month 6, like you'll know for sure, yes, this is working. But until then, it's like kind of like a cat and mouse type game of I think it's working, and then sometimes it'll be like, okay, maybe it was just all in my head. But anyways, for glutathione, that has been the cheapest, and that's just what I've been using. I've really only, for the reduced glutathione, I've really only used 2 brands. The one brand wasn't like, it wasn't as strong as I would have liked it to be. It was like a glutathione capsule, and I would take that with vitamin C. And once I switched to the bulk supplements brand, all of a sudden my body started detoxing again, and so I switched to it, and then I just stuck with it. And then the other types of glutathione I've tried were completely different. Like they were like acetyl or liposomal, which bulk supplements doesn't make either. So for reduced glutathione, I mean, it's been working. So when it comes to vitamin C, just getting liposomal vitamin C, you know, your bottle is going to be probably around $20, if not $25. Getting one of these bottles is going to last you a couple of months. That's if you're only taking like 2 pills a day. If you want to take like an equal amount of vitamin C to glutathione, then obviously you're gonna have to take a little bit more. But if you are, you know, conscious about how much you're spending, then, you know, taking 2 pills will help you get the process started. But taking more may speed up your results. Why this is, I'm not entirely sure. There are some articles that talk about how instead of like when we're exposed to free radicals, which there's so many different free radicals that like deplete us of glutathione, the vitamin C basically will go instead of the glutathione. So instead of your body using your glutathione stores, it'll use the vitamin C instead. So it's kind of nice because not only does it help boost your glutathione levels, but it will also help replace when like your body wants to use glutathione, because our bodies naturally make glutathione and it needs it. Like, you cannot just completely X out all free radicals in your environment. That's just not how it works. Free radicals are in the preservatives in the food we eat. I mean, it's in the air we breathe sometimes, especially if you're in areas where the air quality isn't the best. If you're around people who smoke, or if you smoke, or if you vape, if you drink alcohol, like there's tons of free radical triggers. Also, if you're on a certain medication, that can deplete your glutathione. If you're kind of stressed out, if you're not getting good sleep, that can use your glutathione. There's so many different issues that can throw off our glutathione. So the vitamin C has been shown to kind of be used in its place, so your body is not using up all of your glutathione stores and using the vitamin C instead. So taking a surplus of vitamin C, I mean, I would assume that your results would be faster, but I've been able to get away with just taking about 2,000 to 2,500 milligrams of vitamin C, and I was still getting results. But the popular opinion is just to take equal, if not more, vitamin C than you are taking glutathione. So I could understand why people would just rather stick with that. Like, if it's tried and true, don't change it. But if you are on a very tight budget, then I just recommend, you know, for the time being, start out with 2,000 milligrams to 2,500 milligrams of vitamin C, and just take it from there until maybe you can get like, you know, 2 bottles. But this is just kind of like getting you started as cheap as possible. The next recommendation, so Kala Health, this is like the MSM Pure Coarse Flakes. This is one of the most popular brands of MSM, but if you're trying to save every single penny, spending $23, $24 for this little cup, this little jar of MSM, especially if you plan on taking more than like 8,000 milligrams. 8,000 milligrams is like 2 teaspoons. So if you plan on taking more than that, then you're gonna run out of this probably within like 2 months, if not sooner. So I would highly suggest you doing like some type of like powdered MSM. The powdered MSM tends to be cheaper, so there are some brands where you can literally get 1 kilo of MSM powder for only like $20 versus this tiny little 1 pound jar for like $24, $25. They do make this jar in like 2 pounds to, I think even like there's like a 10-pound jar. I think the 10-pound jar is like $70. So if over time you have the extra money, it would be beneficial just to buy this in bulk rather than just getting this tiny jar. But again, if you're just starting off, I would just recommend go to another company and just get the MSM powder. The MSM powder tastes awful. That's why people, I mean, that's why I don't like to use it. It just tastes terrible. It's, yeah, you just have to get over the taste, but you're gonna be swimming in MSM. And so you're gonna be able to use it for a very long time. And so maybe just buying that $20 1 kilo bag of MSM to hold you over until you can invest in a, you know, a better form of MSM that's going to be more pleasant to take down, that might just be the route that you should go. So that's it for if you're just like on the bare minimum, you're just trying to get started right now, and really the sooner you can get started the better. But I'm assuming that as the months go on, you're going to be able to save a little bit more and maybe even start upping your dosage, or buying, you know, other brands like, you know, an MSM flake, which people have said that they really like the MSM flakes and they felt like it worked even better. But I mean, I've used like a $20 MSM powder bag and I was still getting results, but I was also taking like close to 20,000 milligrams of that MSM powder. So it's like when you're megadosing at those levels, of course you're going to get results, but obviously I could never take that much of this. I mean, I would run out so quickly. So if you have like a whole kilo of it, you're just going to be swimming in the MSM, and so you're going to be more generous with it. Also, you can add like that powdered MSM to like maybe weekly coffee enemas that'll boost up your glutathione too. That's what I did, and I always got great results with it. So I would just start now at whatever level you can, and you know, as time goes on, you might be able to buy something else, like maybe invest in one of those larger bags, like the $120 bag of like the 250 grams of glutathione, because if you get that bag's gonna last you about 6 months, and that's like 6 months at like 6,000 milligrams to 12,000 milligrams. Because when I was using it at first, I was just doing like 6,000 milligrams a day, and then I started increasing it, like I double it, and so you're gonna just have so much glutathione. You're gonna be able to, I was even adding the glutathione to my coffee enemas, which the coffee enema only stays in your body for like 15 minutes or less. So I mean, I just was adding it just to add it because I had so much. So I highly recommend getting that. But I'll have links to everything that I was talking about down in the description box.